You have to understand my anxiety, Ada. I think of myself as a respectable citizen of the Empire. To me there is no reason why I should get arrested by the Imperial Legion. This whole issue is alarming and perplexing, and I need your assistance now. Ada, it is absolutely essential to find out the reason why I got arrested on my way northward. Once this is accomplished, we may decide on our next steps. I must say I'm relieved to see you well, Ada. However, I have run into more serious problems while you were away. Guards have arrested me for no obvious reason as I was passing by Fort Windmoth. By teleportation I was able to escape before they could jail me, but it remains a mystery why they were trying to, in the first place. Ada, it's impossible for me to return to Fort Windmoth myself to clarify this issue, so I must ask you to do this favor for me. It's an Imperial fort north of Akamora. Go to Morocco and leave the town to the east to reach Tel Matheta, then you leave Tel Matheta to the south and east, and follow the road heading to Al Bozra. I have to admit that I took the Silk Strider to Tel Matheta, hence I can't give you better instructions.
Akamora has quite enough of you Outlanders here already.
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Radar. How can I help you? These lands are really flat, that's why they call them the Helnum Fields. There are roads going in all directions, to Helnum and Morag in the west, and Alpozera and Necrom in the east.
You seem to be doing alright for yourself.
Excuse me, Sira. My name is Aravar Orthra. I wouldn't normally impose upon a traveler, but I've been looking for a town by the name of Lursis for over an hour, and the only piece of civilization I've come across is that ford up the road. You don't happen to know where I can find Lursis, do you? If so, could you lead me to— Really? Shame. I think I can spare a few moments to talk to you. What is it? Our fort has been built in a pretty strategic location, although we are very isolated from the rest of the Legion. Speak to Arvs Thrathi. He's the commander of the fort. A good fighter. I'll obey his orders to the end.
Walk with virtue.
What business do you have with Fort Windmoth? I don't know him personally, but I hear he's the captain of this fort.
Do you have anything to
Hello there, I'm
business?
Servonirius, Smith. Interested in any of the wares you see? I have the greatest prices in all Fort Windmoth.
This book is a record of the prisoners held at Fort Windmoth. Maleferous Lend, champion of Fort Windmoth, arrested for insubordination. Died while awaiting trial when his prison cell collapsed.
What was that?
Gidavsvari, Spellsword, arrested for attacking travelers. His magicka has been drained with a bracer, similar to the ones used on slaves.
Please, don't speak so loud. I'm not allowed to talk to anyone. My name is Gidavsvari, and I am a spellcaster, but I can't do anything with these bracers on. So, sadly, I am now a prisoner as mundane as any other. The prison is in terrible condition. There is a corpse in the cell next to me, and the last living prisoner across the room was crushed by collapsing rocks. I'm an officer of the Imperial Law. Unless you need assistance from the Imperial, speak to Arvs Rethrathi. He's the commander of the fort.
Windmoth Goods has closed its doors forever. May the 9 be with those who remain in this forsaken land. Serenia. Proprietor,
Keep moving.
Windmoth Goods.
Keep moving.
Fort Windmoth. This book is a record of notable events at Fort Windmoth.
Probably
It continues for many pages in Arvs Rethrathi's tight script. A few entries catch your eye. Entry 1. Newly appointed Knight-Errant Arvs Rethrathi assumes command of Fort Windmoth. Entry 7. Maleferous Lend failed to show proper obedience. Arrested on authority of Arvs Rethrathi, Knight-Errant of Fort Windmoth. Entry 11. A terrible accident has occurred. The prison has partially collapsed, killing one prisoner. The collapse appears to be the result of poor craftsmanship on the part of the architect in charge of designing Fort Windmoth. Entry 17. Fire Watch is not sending a replacement for Maleferous. Thus, Seretha Trincy has been granted a field promotion to champion of Fort Windmoth, authority granted by Arvs Rethrathi. He will serve with honor and dignity. Entry 36. Due to exceptional circumstances, Knight-Errant Arvs Rethrathi and Governor Contumius Flavius of Helnum have deemed it necessary to supplement the Helnum Guard with troops from the Windmoth Legion. Veteran trooper Servus Caprice has been promoted to champion of the Windmoth forces resident in Helnum, and has assumed the position of Knight Protector of that city. Most of the entries are mundane and show a slow deterioration of Fort Windmoth's readiness, due to a lack of support from Legion command and frequent accidents. The last few entries are quite interesting, however. Entry 347. Scouts report that the porters bringing supplies from Helnum were killed by musk flies. A dispatch has been sent to request another group be dispatched. Entry 348. The situation is deteriorating in Helnum. Word has arrived that no new supplies will be sent until next month. A cadre of soldiers has been dispatched to Helnum to help maintain order in the city. Entry 349. The reinforcements from Fire Watch that were to take the place of the men sent to Helnum have been reported dead on the road. They appear to have succumbed to a blight disease they picked up by being in close proximity to Red Mountain. This is the last entry in the log. Brown Book of Great House Telvany.
3 blessings, Sarah.
Hello there, stranger. I am the guard captain here. Have you come to speak with me? Speaking. Why do you ask? Ah, I see. You're a member of the Mages Guild, too. That means you are in the know, or even worse, an accomplice. Those are crimes too, Dark Elf. I have an arrest warrant for Francine Aldred, and this escape of her makes the case even more complicated. I'll leave the choice to you. Pay her fine of 5,000 gold, or you commit the crime of impeding the investigation. Do you want to question my authority or what? That's none of your business. The only thing you should care about is whether you respect the law and pay the fine, or you are stubborn and deal with the consequences. So, what's your decision? Clever decision, Dark Elf. I'll drop the arrest warrant for now, and additionally I'll give you a free piece of advice with it. Stay away from my fort from now on. I hate the thought of criminals and their accomplices hanging around at my fort. If that is the case, it might happen that I find the arrest warrant again.
Sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
Violated the law, Ada. I accept this gold in payment of the fines and compensation ordered by the court. And now you are free to go. Violated the law, Ada. Pay the court 5 gold and surrender your stolen goods. I accept.
Commander Wreathwraithy. Here's the sum we agreed upon, and I don't have to remind you that by all means it must look like an attempted escape. Signed, Nethan. Commander. I know that you are under pressure to arrest Ispanu Paiska since that incident with the 2 dead women last month. I, on the other hand, am fed up with Ispanu giving out our hard-earned stuff to widows and orphans. Perhaps it was to our mutual advantage if you could get hold of Paiska. You can prove what a competent officer you are, and I will be able to keep the meager plunder that we somehow brought together. If I was able to pique your interest, leave a note inside the knothole of the big tree at Variola's Pass. Julian. Commander Reithrathi. Recent developments have convinced me that the disappearance of one of my Kajietai slaves Mjura from my tower in Marag was abetted by a traitor among my personnel. I have received an apology letter from a former apprentice of Breton named Francine Alderd who had left Marag approximately at the same time as the slave did. Allegedly she did so out of grievances with certain individuals in town, but since I can recall neither any debt she had failed to clear, nor any damage she had inflicted upon my tower, such an apology aroused my suspicion. When it came to my attention that both Mjura and Francine Alderd have settled in the Mages Guild of Akamora, little doubt remained that this apology was merely a cover-up, a hypocritical confession to imaginary sins in an attempt to detract from an actual crime. I want to point out that I'm not suggesting you to operate in Akamora or on Indoral territory in general. A common slave doesn't merit an escalation beyond the Windmoth district. However, should Francine Alderd be identified by your men within your district, I require her to be arrested and interrogated. It goes without saying that the same pertains to Mjura. Sincerely, Master Rilmaz Athirayan.
Greetings.
Greetings, Outlander. Don't I know you?
Hello again, Ada. No, I still haven't found horses. I'm beginning to wonder if the town's invisible. You haven't found it yet, have you? Brilliant. Lead the way, Ada. shall we travel together to the Leaking Spore in Hlorsis? It's supposed to be an inn in Hlorsis. Yes, that's where we're going. You said you know where it is, Ada. Do you want me to wait here? Very well, but be back soon. The sooner we find Hlorsis, the better. Yes, Ada? Is there a problem? Good. Lead on, Ada. This is Hlorsis. It's obvious why I couldn't find it, then, if it was built in a rock. Well, let us find the Leaking Spore. Shouldn't be too difficult now. This is Hlorsis.
Walk with virtue. Three blessings, Sarah.
Welcome to Hlorsis. What can I help you with? Hlorsis is a mining settlement, but most of the people here do not live on mining, as you might think, but on other things. Some are traders, others, hunters. Others, keep their business secret. It is an underground tavern owned by Gadali Sarotrol, the daughter of Bedav Sarotrol. Welcome to Hlorsis. What can I help you with? So this is the Leaking Spore. It may not look like much, but I suppose you did as I asked. Here's your reward. It is truly a pleasure to see you. It's still beyond me why anyone would want to build a town in a rock. Thank you for escorting me here, Ada. Yes, Ada. I haven't forgotten how you helped me.
I am never too busy.
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Bedav Sendalas. I don't believe I've seen a dark elf with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you?
These clothes.
I am Marina Artalanian, a wandering swordsman, currently doing some mercenary work here in Hlorsis. I can't say it's the nicest place I've ever stayed. The Leaking Spore is Hlorsis' local tavern. You should rent a bed for the night if you are tired after your travels.
Yes, Outlander, what may I do for you?
I don't believe I've seen a dark elf with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you? I am Fejra Varam, commoner.
What was that?
We rent beds. I have some goods for barter. What do you want?
Yes, Outlander. How do you do?
Thank you. Please come again.
How are you?
Tell your friends about this place.
You have to understand my anxiety, Ada. I think of myself as a respectable citizen of the Empire. To me there is no reason why I should get arrested by the Imperial Legion. This whole issue is alarming and perplexing, and I need your assistance now. It feels great to have this burden lifted from me. Actually, with hindsight, it seems I must have made quite a fool of myself. I owe it to you, Ada, that I'm able to laugh about this issue now. What was the reason I got arrested? A misunderstanding? An intrigue? Or something more mundane? Isn't that ironic, Ada? Had I never tried to settle my debts to Master Athirion, then he'd have never suspected me of being behind Mjura's escape. The very same Mjura I was so startled to run into in Akamora back when I found my way here. Well, I guess this means I have to stay out of Telvanese from now on, and these utensils will no longer be of use for me, but perhaps they will be for you. At the very least, you have deserved them. I fear I must disappoint you, Ada. I have no more duties you could take on. I think I will spend my next weeks within the halls of the Mages Guild. In here I'll be safe from whatever surprises the Telvanni have in store for me. Seeing that the temple does not like the idea of me treading their ground either. I guess I'm going to relocate to another branch of the guild, eventually. One in the west, where the people are more open to a foreigner like me.
Are you here for more duties, Evoker? Or was there something else you wanted? What's your rank, Ada? No. Sorry. Later, perhaps, when you're higher rank. But not now. You meet our requirements, Ada, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of a conjurer. Mages Guild, investigation at Fort Windmoth. Francine asked me to find out why she got arrested. She wants me to go to Fort Windmoth and investigate there. I talked to Arvs Rethrathi, the commander of Fort Windmoth. He didn't tell me why Francine Aldred had been arrested, but instead tried to extort her bounty from me. I paid Francine's bounty, but the commander failed to provide the reason for her arrest. I found a letter from Rilmas Athirion to the commander of Fort Windmoth in which he demands Francine's arrest. It seems Master Athirion believes that Francine has helped Mjura, a former slave of his, to escape. I explained to Francine the grounds of her arrest. She was frustrated to hear of the implications Master Athirion had drawn from her letter and promised to be more careful in the future.